You auditioned for Deebo?
Oh yeah.
What's going on, you guys? Let's talk about it because Reginald Ballard, he just dropped a hilarious story. My guy really auditioned to play Deebo, and yes, Deebo. And he walked in thinking Friday was a serious hood drama, not a comedy, not a feel good movie, a straight up menace to society type of film. So let's break down what happens and see why this story makes Friday the universal thing even funnier. Let's check it out, y'all.
Yeah, I auditioned for Deebo. I didn't know it was a comedy, man. I didn't know it was a comedy. I thought it was serious. I was like real serious with the junk, man. And it's funny because F. Gary Gray was in the bathroom. I didn't know he was the director. He was in the bathroom. I was in the bathroom before the audition. And he said, hey man, bro, man, do that, bro, man. You know, I said, hey man, I got to audition, man. I got to audition. He said, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. I say, nah, man, I got to.
So if y'all didn't know, Reginald Ballard is Bruh Man from the fifth floor on Martin. And he actually auditioned for Deebo before Tiny Zeus Lister got the role.
audition. And then, man, when I went in the audition, he was sitting behind the desk, man. He was a director. I'm like, oh, man, he's in the bathroom telling me to do the bruh man thing. And I kind of like brushed it off, you know. But audition, I didn't know it was, I thought it was serious, man. I went in there, man. It's just like class act. I thought that role of the guy we was beating up all the time, my man Lamont Johnson played. I thought that was supposed to be serious. I went in there, man. I did straight hard Nino Brown style. And after audition,
So bro walked in that audition thinking he was filming Boys in the Hood, not by Felicia.
the director and everybody was like looking. They was like, wow. They say, do you know this is a comedy, right? I said, oh, nah, man, I didn't know this was a comedy. They said, well, that was great, man. But, you know, we gonna give you something up in here. That's another opportunity. You know, they gave me the part of beating him up all
Imagine reading a script, a comedy script, like it's Shakespeare. That's crazy.
the time. But I didn't know that part was for was a comedy, man. And you know, Tiny he did a good job. Anyway, you know, Tiny was one of my friends too. We used to always go to track meets, man. Mount Sac relays, may he rest in peace.
Rest in peace, man. Friday was written in 10 days by Ice Cube and DJ Pooh. The film was filmed in about 20 days on a small budget.
Yeah, he killed that Deebo role. But I did hear you say when F. Gary Gray, when he asked you to, do the Broadman, that actually threw you off when it came to auditioning for Deebo. You wasn't in your right mind.
Yeah, man, it did. It kind of threw me off, man. You know, especially when I seen him sitting behind the desk. You know, as I'm auditioning for him. You know, I'm like, wow. And I was kind of all twisted. Now he probably think I can't act. But that's okay. But he threw me off, man. I was like, wow. You know, so I'm sitting back there. I'm in there trying to audition. And, you know, I'm looking at him thinking, dang, he asked me to do the thing. And I did it. You know, I didn't like totally brush him off, but I did it. But, you know, it kind of like threw me, man. But, you know, like probably wasn't meant for me anyway. So, because Tiny did a darn good job, yeah.
Let me ask you this.
Look at his face. He still can't believe he almost played Deebo. That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's right. You've been in Hollywood for decades and decades. You a Texas guy. You sound like you got your head on your shoulders. You're not into any kind of funny business. How was you able to avoid all the weirdo stuff in Hollywood?
I don't go out much, man. I don't go to the parties. I don't go to the, all the extra activities that they have out, man, because I'm a home dude, man. I like being around my family. You know, my wife, you know, my kids. I mean, I've been married 38 years, man. Been with my wife 41 years, man. I just turned 60 years old, man. And I just like being at.
But yo, let's give credit to Chris Tucker because he improvised many of his funniest lines. Okay, DJ Pooh originally wanted to play Smokey, but the studio said no. Deebo's character was inspired by a real neighborhood bully DJ Pooh knew growing up. So let's just talk about that, man. Let's give credit where it's due, man. Chris Tucker, he really, really went hard body on that.
at home, man. I don't get caught up in, because I never drank in my life, never smoked in my life, never done drugs in my life. So I already got my girl. So it's like, what's out there for me? You know, it's nothing out there for me, man. You know, I mean, you know, to rub elbows and stuff like that with people. Every now and then I do it. You know, then when I get invited to, like I say, when I got invited to the reboot, I mean reunion show, the Martin, and when I get invited to stuff like that, you know, I go out. Sometime some of my friends that, you know, that I respect a lot, you know, they might ask me to come do a show for them, like, you know, Dana and Green, or, you know, Guy Torrey, Joe Torrey, something like them. They ask me to come do a show. I go out and do a show for them or something like that, man. You know, but other than that, I don't go out. That's how I stay. You know, and then somebody can make you do something that you don't like doing anyway. I mean, if you get turned out, man, obviously you probably, you know, want to dabble into that. You know, so it ain't nothing I want to.
All right, yo, that's the breakdown. So Reginald Ballard almost became Deebo, but the universe had different paths. And honestly, Friday wouldn't be Friday without Tiny Lister riding that bike and taking people's chains. Rest in peace. If y'all want more behind the scenes stories and commentary just like this, hit that button, drop that comment, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Let's go.